Hi everyone, my name is Bruno Fernandes. Hope everybody is doing well, staying healthy, staying safe, stay at home. Okay, I'm doing this video today because I've been talking with River Juniors, and we decided there would be, something fun and also kind of an activity to just help us go through this time that we need to stay at home and there's not really much to do. So they challenged me to try and pick the best 11 of players that I played against in my career. So pretty tough task because it's been a 15 year professional football career. So it's a lot of players that I played against. I just went through most of the games that I could and gather all the names, and then I had to trim down to 5 in each position, and that's where I'm gonna go from. There's a lot of other players that could easily be a part of this 11, but just for the sake of it, this is the one that I'm going to go with, and I apologize to everyone that's not in it because it's just not possible, okay? Here we go. First 5 names, goalkeeping position. Giedrius Arlauskis, Lithuanian international, played against him in Romania. Really good player, great goalkeeper, good hands, quick, always talking to his back four, trying to get the team into shape. Came out to pick up every ball, stop shooting, pretty awesome. Went up to play with him a few years later, became a really good friend, and so he's one of my top 5. Next, Elton, Brazilian goalkeeper, played in FC Porto, playing against him once or twice, if I can remember. Really good. He was the first goalkeeper that I saw playing from the back with his feet. Wonderful. Prone to make a mistake because when you take those risks, it will happen, but it was quite exciting to see him play. The way he just kept that back four in shape, the way they trusted him to really be in one-on-one situations on end games, and really make the saves that would allow the team then to go forward and get the goals. And they got a lot of titles in the period that he was there, and it was just amazing. Next, I have Jens Lehmann, played against him in Champions League group stage. He was in Stuttgart. Really good, cold, knew exactly what to do, never rushed anything, took his time, communicated when he needed to. You couldn't really hear him shout all the time. Just that kind of, German type of player. Precise, and really made an impression, just because of the way he would just hold his stance in goal, and just go about his business. The last 2 that I have, one is Pepe Reina, one of the great Spanish football goalkeepers. He was one that I played against in the last 16 of the Europa League against Liverpool when I was playing in Romania. 2 games against him, pretty good standard in the goal. For a goalkeeper of his profile, of course you always expect a high level. He demonstrated that over the 2 legs, ended up scoring a goal against him, my only goal in Europa League in Bucharest back then. So it was pretty special for me to be able to put the ball in the back of the net of such a great goalkeeper like him. Last one on my list, and the one that I'm going to pick for my team, Vitor Bahia from FC Porto, FC Porto legend and Portuguese national team legend. I think still today is the most condecorated football player of Portuguese football. He won most titles, team-wise and individual. Really good goalkeeper, an icon, like I said, a legend. You could feel his presence every time he came into the field. He was the captain of Porto. A lot of titles, a lot of great memories for me growing up watching him play and then play against him. So he is my number one pick. I know you all would have a different opinion, or maybe Pepe Reina or Jans Lehmann, who was on the Invincibles in Arsenal, but for me, and because also I saw him more than I saw the other two, Vitor Bahia is my pick. Our 5 left backs, or wing backs, any way you want to call it. So first of them, Fabio Aurelio from Liverpool. I know he didn't play much in Liverpool, but he was a really good player. We played against him again in Europa League, in the away game in Anfield. He came in, I reckon, 20 minutes towards the end, but he just changed the game around. Caused all sort of problems, led to Liverpool scoring the goal against us. It was a 1-0 win in the first leg, and he really made an impact. Quick, technical, really lively player. Knew exactly how to play it, how to struck it, passing movement. It really impressed me. Even though he only played, again, 15-20 minutes, but it was just really, I think, what disrupted us the most in those last quarter of the game. So there's a mention there, even though I only played with him, like I just said, for a few minutes, or against him. The next is Sasha Papak, I think that's the name. Glasgow Rangers. We played against Rangers in the Champions League over there in Glasgow. Bosnian international, loads of caps, really good quality on the ball, really good on the long range passes, accuracy, good position. Even though we won the game, he was really one of the best, I think, and it just stuck in my mind, his performance. Now we have 2 Portuguese internationals, Rui Jorge and Nuno Valente. Both of them quite similar. Nuno Valente a little bit taller than Rui Jorge, but both of them really strong. Nuno Valente, most of his career in Porto. Rui Jorge played in Porto, also in Sporting. National team players for a lot of years. They were kind of both fighting for that left wing place, left back place, and they had really good careers, club and national team side. And I played against them 2-3 times, I think, in my time in Portugal, but they were really, really good. So the one that I leave for last is the one that I'm going to choose for my team, just because he was kind of, like I said, in the right wing back, Cesar Prates, the Brazilian. This one, Alvaro Pereira, international for Uruguay, if I'm not mistaken, yeah. Played in Porto, started his campaign in Europe in Ceferec Cluj, a Romanian team. That's where I first played against him. And he was just quick, really good. Big lungs, legs that would just not stop running all game up and down. Great delivery, really strong defending. So that was the thing. He would go really quick forward, made the delivery, get the job done, and then he would just recover quick as lightning back to his position, and still would be able to block any crosses or attempts to just get into a good area through that side. He was amazing. Really good left back. So now the time of the center backs. Okay, so it's a little bit close to home. I got 5 names, all of them great players, all of them international for their countries. Big careers, big characters, leadership, strong, exactly what you imagine when you say the word center back. Okay, a rock, somebody that's really difficult to go through, and I think all of them or any of them could have been in the 2 spots that I'm going to pick. Okay, so I'm going to start with Jorge Costa, FC Porto captain for many years, national team Portugal. What can I say? Great center back, somebody that really knew how to get the job done back there. No nonsense, always focused, always giving all the indications that he needed to his teammates. If he had to go a little bit stronger on them and really wake them up, he would. And it's just the kind of center backs that FC Porto always put out there, strong and could really take care of themselves and whatever it is that they need to do in the game. Next, another FC Porto centre back, back in the day, Bruno Alves, still playing straight in Italy, in Parma. Strong, tall, really strong on the headers, good with the ball on his feet also, no nonsense, difficult to really get around, and certainly one type of centre back that any team would like to have at any point. The next we have Daniel Agger, Liverpool, played in Liverpool for many years. I think he really did a great job on the games that I played against him. Strong, always ready to intervene, no lack of concentration, and good performances all around. Next, we have Martin Skrtel, Liverpool also, strong, big presence, more so in the area, in the box, knew exactly when to tackle, when not to tackle. One-on-one, very difficult to get behind, and he's one of my picks, really because of that, because he's strong and can also do the job when he goes up on centerpieces and plays that the center backs get into the opponent box. You could always count on him to be danger for the opponent. And the other one that I choose to partner with him is Pepe. Real Madrid, Porto, national team Portugal, strong, mean, in the good and the bad way also, as you saw sometimes, but definitely somebody that I would rather have in my team than in the opposite side. So Skirtle and Pepe are the ones that I choose from all the ones that I played against, and there were a lot. Right backs, or wing backs, any way you want to call it. So I got 5/6 names. It was a tough one. A lot of good players that I played against, and here we go. So I have to start with Cesar Prates. Played against him when I was in Portugal, and he was playing in Sporting Lisbon. Brazilian. It was just lungs and legs. He was quick, up and down. That right side, I think it was kind of when there and thereabouts the wing backs started to really come into football, and he was definitely there, all the time, up and down, non-stop, good delivery when he got on the final third. Got caught up sometimes coming back because it's just the nature of it, but a really, really good player. Next, I have 2 Romanian, so I'm gonna go slash kind of in the middle. So Vasile Maftei and Cristian Sapunaro. National team players, both of them, I played against them in Rapid when they were playing Rapid Bucharest. They could also do really well the center back position or defensive midfield. That's how good they were with the ball with their feet. Cerebral, they really could read the game well. But when they were playing on that right side, it was always tough and difficult to get past them, and they could also do a job going forward. Next, we have Jamie Carragher. Played against him when he was obviously in Liverpool, in the last 16 of the Europa League. What to say? Great player, down the right side, does the job, 9 out of 10. Difficult to have a bad game, kind of a James Milner kind of thing. Really competent on his job, knows exactly what to do, where to be all the time, and of course all of the titles that he won attest to his capacity and all of the knowledge that he had as a football player. So my last two Portuguese internationals, and one of them is going to be my choice for the right back, wing back position. So we have Bozingua, played in Porto, really good, kind of the likes of Cesar Prates, like I said at the beginning, going down that right side, up and down all the time. Got caught up out of position a few times, like it happens with his wing backs. Really offensive, all the time wanted the ball, wanted to get involved, and a player that I think every team would like to have. My last and my choice for my 11 is Paulo Ferreira, also from Porto. Really competent when he needed to defend. So he was, first of all, a good, reliable right back, really difficult to pass, and also really good going forward. Good understanding of how he could help the team when he needs to go forward, but he always had that eye on his back, and he always knew that once he got on the other side, quickly after he done the job, he would go back and just close that right side. So that's why I'm choosing him instead of any of the others, because he was really reliable on that defensive side of things, and he would still provide that offensive part that we just need in modern football. And here we are. We got to the middle of the park. The list here is a little bit more extensive than on the other places, on the other positions, but it's just an array of quality that it's really difficult to choose. I'm sure that all of you, if you had this list, this smaller list that I have, because I had to trim from, I don't even know, they were like maybe 20, 30 to get down to these that I have right here. Everyone in single of you would have done a different combination. Okay, so I'm gonna go with 2 in the middle, and I'm just gonna say the names of the others, and then you can do your own research, because it would have taken too long to talk about all of them individually. So we have Vitor Wanyama from Tottenham right now, Lucas Leiva, former Liverpool, and now it's in Lazio, Raul Meireles, Porto, Chelsea, Costinha, Porto, Mascherano, Liverpool. Yeah, Mascherano is not on my team. I'm sorry. Sami Khedira. There's nothing I can say. Sami Khedira. We have Manish, also Benfica, Porto. Alex Song, Barcelona, West Ham. So yeah, we have the 2 that I'm going to choose for my team also, and they are Steven Gerrard, a legend of the game, not just from Liverpool or English game, worldwide. You just say the name, everybody knows exactly what you're talking about, who you're talking about. There's no point here trying to make it even bigger than what it is. Who's his class, the simplicity, how he plays the game, how he manages to be in the right moment at the right time, almost all the time, get himself into areas where he can also finish, and that's how he scored a lot of goals. Did it also against us in the second leg in Bucharest. Always ready to lead by example, and it would be impossible not to have him in my team, having played against him. The other one that I'm going to choose is Lucho Gonzalez, played in Porto, very technical player, class, time on the ball, could really make the team tick. He was not one of the quickest by any means, but the timing of the pass and the movement, the football brain that he had, it was just brilliant. It was just a delight watching him play, and that's why I just chose this midfield with Gerrard and Lucho instead of all the other names that I just call here, Mascherano, Meireles, Costinha, Wanyama, Song, Leiva. But I think these 2, Khedira, Lucho and Gerrard, would be the ones that could better do what I have in my head when I think about this team of players. So yeah, they are my choice. So for our left wing attacking side, we're gonna start with Yossi Benayoun, Liverpool back at that time, skillful, skinny player, very elusive, difficult to mark, quality on the ball, like to stretch the game and get behind, come and take the ball on the foot, difficult to mark, really good on how to read the game and to move away from the opponent that was marking him, because he also knew that because he wasn't the strongest physically, he really needed to get that edge and get there a minute before, or being able to throw a dummy on when that was needed. Next we have Ricardo Sapinto, Portuguese international, played for many years in Sporting Lisbon, and then he went and also played a spell in La Liga in Spain. Really good player, feisty all the time, was ready to engage in a one-to-one against his opponent. Very difficult to mark, always ready for a scrap, never stopped, never gave a ball being lost, until the whistle was there. He was always after that ball, he was always trying to create something. So a really, really good player. Next we have Jérôme Roten, French international, World Cup winner and Europe Cup winner also, I think, yeah. Played in Monaco, played against him when he was in Rangers. Good, skillful, quick, flair on the ball, strong, difficult to handle. So that's mostly the memory that I have of him, of playing against him, and also watching games of him playing in Monaco in Champions League, national team in France. So a really, really good player. But for this left side, my choice could only be Cristiano Ronaldo. So I played against Cristiano Ronaldo when he was just coming up, sporting, 17 years old of age, just before he went to Manchester United, and he came in that game. I was playing at Belenenses, so they started with Quaresma on one side and another player on the other. I don't know who it was right now. I think it's Kutuzov or something like that. And then at some point in the second half, Ronaldo came in, and he was still raw, but you could already see that it was something in the making, that there was something there, quick on the ball, the way those feet just went over the ball, and the ball was still moving and he was still moving, and you had to concentrate, really keep your eyes on the ball, because if you just blinked, you would be gone. And he was always trying to create something. He was just eager. He just wanted the ball. So it was, at some point, Quaresma was on one side, Ronaldo was on the other, and then they would switch, and it was just havoc. We end up drawing that game 1-1. I think it was one of my best games. At least that's what the newspaper said at the time. But it was just crazy. Ronaldo, Quaresma, João Vieira Pinto, it was just, it was just a handful. But Ronaldo was already something that we could see that he would be something special if he just kept doing what he was doing back then. Now for our right winger. Okay, so right winger. 5 names. Let's start with Ciprian Deac, Romanian international. Plays now in CFR Cluj, the champion of Romania. Really good. Played against him loads of times in my 4 years of playing football in Romania. Quick, love to go one-on-one with the defender. Never afraid to try and take him on. Scored quite regularly. Not the tallest of it, but brave, strong, would never back down of a 50-50 ball. And he's still playing at a really high level, still in the national team of Romania, even though he's now, 33, 34. So he's really been a good player. And he just kept that speed, which is difficult as you grow older, and that incisiveness when it gets into the last third of the pitch. Next I have Pedro Barbosa, played in Sporting, Portuguese national team. Silk feet when he touched that ball. Quality, not the quickest. You wouldn't play down the line all the time. You'd like to cut inside, and just provide that last ball or even try a shot. Really, really intelligent, knowledgeable of the game, and just a joy to watch. Difficult for whoever had to defend him. Alexander Hleb played in Barcelona, played in England, played against him when he was playing in Stuttgart. Still a young Alexander Hleb back then, quick, like lightning on the ball, skillful, very difficult to stop, and creating all sort of problems for our left back to deal with, and it just left that impression of the higher level of player that he was back then, playing in that position in that Stuttgart team. Next I have Steven Naismith, now played at Everton, Scottish international I think now. Back then at Rangers he was just one of the better players of that team, just giving that width down the line, fighting all the time, never give you a minute rest, press with the ball, always trying to make something happen. Difficult to defend throughout the game, very, very tiring player to mark in a full game, 90 minutes. And my last and my choice for my 11 is Ricardo Quaresma. So the Trivela King. I played twice against him in different teams. One when he was at Sporting, starting, and in that game I played against him and Ronaldo in that same game. So you can imagine how good and bad it was at the same time. But Quaresma just had that something that every time the ball went to him, people would just jump out of their seats because they knew that something was about to happen or could happen. And that's how good he was. Quick, strong with the ball at his feet, always trying to invent passes and ways to score goals. You just go to the YouTube and you see some of the goals that he scored with that Trivela. It was just wonderful. One of my favorite players in the national team of all times, just because of that creativity. And every time the national team were playing and he was not in the field, I think they were lacking something. That's how good and that's how high I rate him. So Ricardo Quaresma for my wing right player. Okay, here we go, almost there. So striker position, again, a really, really extensive list to choose from, just like the central midfielders. So I narrowed it down to, I don't know, maybe 8, 9. I have it here because I can't really keep it all in my head. It's difficult. So I'm just going to mention them, and then if you want to Google or YouTube them, you can have a look for yourself and then just kind of see which kind of players I'm talking about if you don't know already. So we have Kenny Miller from Glasgow Rangers, really good player, really good striker. Ciprian Marica, Romanian international, played in Stuttgart. Pogrebniak, Russian international, played in Stuttgart also. Lisandro Lopez, FC Porto. Elder Postiga, FC Porto, Tottenham. Nuno Gomes, SL Benfica, national team, Portugal. You can remember that game in the Euros against England, the goal that he scored. Adebayor, don't need to say anything else. Arsenal, Tottenham, played against him in the national team, Togo. And then we have the two that I chose from our team. So these were just some of the players that I played against, and I just choose other two, but they could easily be a part of the team, as you see, and if you know the players that I'm talking about, how good they were. So I chose João Vieira Pinto, Portuguese international, played in Benfica, played in Sporting. Not the tallest of players. I think it's like there and thereabouts with Messi. Height-wise, quality on the ball, can be a number 10, a number 11. It was just good, could penetrate into little pockets, scored a lot of goals, provide a lot of goals. Played against him when he was in Sporting, when he was in Braga, I think once when he was in Boa Vista. I don't think I played against him when he was in Benfica. But it's just the quality was always there, even if it wasn't as quick as it was at the beginning. The quality is always there. That football brain was always there. The brilliance was always there. And he's really somebody that could change the game like that. Just that little space and boom, it was out of your hands. And the other one that I chose to partner up with him, just because I think them two combined with the quality of Gerrard and Lucho, and then Ronaldo and Quaresma down the wings could just, create havoc. Going the other way. Defensively might be a little bit of a challenge with only with only Gerrard and Lucio trying to defend, because you couldn't really ask much of Ronaldo and Quaresma going back or even João Pinto. But the other one that I choose is Dirk Kuyt. So Liverpool, you all know him. Feyenoord, national team. The Netherlands. What can I say about it? It's just a player that never stops, a player that believes all the time, that just goes until the last moment. If the whistle doesn't go, he just keeps on running, he just keeps on trying, he keeps on battling. Strong, difficult to mark. His movement, his constant. He wouldn't stop. He was strong. I had a picture. I don't know. I might try and get it in the video. When I went to, head the ball, me and him, and we both went for the same ball. So our heads just clashed together, and it's just the image, because somebody caught it. The image of both of our faces, just in the passion or whatever it is that you want to call it, as we were going to the ball. So we knew that I couldn't give him an inch, and he knew that he couldn't give an inch to me, because we were both determined to get the ball. And that picture was just sublime, beautiful. I'm gonna try and get it and possibly put it in the video here. But I really think that Dirk Kuyt was one of the greatest that I had the privilege to play against, and so that's why he makes my team. This is it. 4-4-2 with Vitor Baia In goal, Paulo Ferreira on the right side, Pepe and Skirtle in the middle, left side Alvaro Pereira, middle of the park Gerard with Lucho Gonzalez, right side Ricardo Quaresma, left side Cristiano Ronaldo, striker positions João Pinto in the back, Dirk Kuyt in the front, or the other way around. And for last, we have the managers. So I've played against really good managers with a really long CV, full of titles, managers that been around for quite some time, and most of them are still doing it. So here we go, the narrowed list that I got. Christian Gross, he was the Stuttgart manager then at the time. Then he went on to also coach Tottenham Hotspur at some point. Another good manager that I played against, Jesualdo Ferreira, Portuguese manager, Porto, a whole array of teams in Portugal and abroad. Carlos Carvalhal, who also managed here in Swansea. Laszlo Bologna, Romanian coach, really good coach, Sporting back at that time when they had Quaresma, Ronaldo, Simão Sabral. He was the one who brought some of these young kids to the first team. Dan Petrescu, of course, my coach in Unirea Ursiceni, the team where I got my only champion title. Played against him, and then he became my coach the season after. Really knowledgeable, one of the best, if not the best coach that I've played for. Then we have the two bigger profiles coaches that I ever played against. Rafa Benitez, no introduction needed. Liverpool, loved, cherished, great winner, a coach that, there's nothing that I need to say about. The name tells it all. And the last one, and the one that I'm gonna pick to be the coach of this team that I just talked about, is the special one, Jose Mourinho. Portuguese, you all know him, loved by some, and not so much loved by some others, but it's just a special character, a great manager, and you could see back then that he had something that was different from the other coaches. His focus, the way he would talk to the players, the way he would kind of move around throughout the game, and it was just a really good experience, and I'm proud that I've had the chance to play against such a great manager.